Hello everyone, welcome back to Joe Thompson. Another YouTube video on the Joe Thompson channel. I am Joe Thompson. Today we're going to be talking about, the bye week of Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to get more involved with that. I'm going to talk about bye weeks, some injuries that we might have to deal with in preparation, our season, who we face, how we overall handle that, and overall how we win or lose, depending on that, and where we end up in the playoffs, and things like that, and etc., things like that, of course. Moving on down the line throughout the rest of the season, things like that. That being said, some in bye week, we're currently 2-4. We're in a bad is we're more mediocre. Is it bad? Yeah, 2-4 seems like it's a bad schedule. It's a losing schedule. But in terms of the race for the playoffs, it isn't, considering who we have in our division and how weak our division really is. I mean, we nearly beat the Ravens. We could have won that game. Could have beat the Niners. We could have beat the Seahawks. We had, there's many different games we could have won in, but we didn't, and it's all right, I guess. I mean, obviously we should win, but these next 10 weeks are going to be very easy. It's an easier schedule. It's a much easier schedule now, so we have a much easier road to the playoffs if we really need to. Rudolph obviously is off concussion protocol. He'll probably start, which is good. Which means it gives Duck some time to sit on the bench, even though Duck and I guess Lute learn from Roethlisberger a little bit from them talking, since the next game is in Pittsburgh. The next 3 games are actually in Pittsburgh. So that means they can really get, Ben really can go and talk deeply to them and really help them out a lot more in terms of that nature and things of that, of course. So Rudolph's going to start. Duck will obviously sit behind him, and Paxton Lynch will probably go back into the, I want to say he'll go back onto the practice squad, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that he'll just be on our PS. So yeah, that will happen. That being said, some other, James Washington is having injury. I think Jalen Samuels, I don't think he'll be playing, but Jalen Samuels, I wonder if we'll have Nix back, Rosie Nix, he might be back. I don't know any defensive injuries. Maybe there's like a few. I don't think we have many defensive injuries. I don't believe we do. I think most of our injuries are offense, which hurts because that's where our defense is doing great now. Offense can't score. That's the problem. That's what we need to fix. Hopefully we can do that, and we can learn, and we can put up points. And what better team to do that, again, as we move into, where I believe we stand. I believe we go 10-6 or 9-7. And I think we take losses to the Rams, the Bills, and if we go 9-7, the Ravens. If we don't, and those are only 2 teams we take, 10-6, 9-7, still decent. Not bad. Personally, I think the Bills, we only lose to the Bills because of the fact that they're a much better team, and the way they're playing, they just seem like they're gonna do much better than us, and that's fine. The Bills can do that. That's totally I'm okay with that. That's the Bills. That being said, I went on playoff predictors. I just went on the AFC side. I didn't do the NFC. I didn't fill that out. And I just put us up, and I wanted to see where we stand in terms of the division from a 10-6 schedule and a 9-7 schedule with those losses, and predicting the rest of what I think will be happening. Obviously, these are not going to be true because I don't know, what could happen. Upsets and things like that could happen, blah, blah, blah. That's not important. That being said, with the 10-6 schedule, we are first place in the AFC North. We're the 4th seed in the AFC playoffs. So, all right, not bad. 4th seed isn't, great, but it's in terms of where we started, It's better than nothing. All right, fourth seed is actually great for us. It's not, obviously, it's not where we want. You want to be in, a bye week and in the playoffs, but fourth seed is terms of where we are. It's good, so we'll take the fourth seed. So that being said, we take the fourth seed behind the Colts, the Chiefs, and the Patriots. We'd play the fifth seeded Bills, and the sixth seeded Raiders would play the third seeded Colts. Yes, I said the Raiders. I just think the Raiders, I guess somehow they just do something and they become the sixth seeded. No other team really stood out to me. I mean, I feel like the Texans are gonna. Texans, the reason why Texans, what they usually do is they play good, and then like the last 5-6 weeks they just start losing games and dropping off for some reason, and they do something like that. I just don't really see them doing much like that, of really that well. So that's why I have them being that in terms of that. So the bye week, this is great. In terms for this 10-6, this would be a good thing. You go, you establish them great, you make the playoffs, and then if anything, you maybe win a game, maybe win 2 games and lose to New England in the playoffs. That being said, I even don't want to say it, but yes, I think New England's gonna New England. It's just, unless Tom Brady snaps his neck or something. Unless Tom Brady snaps his neck and Bill Belichick gets a disease during the playoffs, it ain't happening. New England's just gonna be, New England's just one of those teams where until those people retire, it's really they're gonna be the ones ruling it, and it's sad to see because you want obviously your team in this division to win, and there are other teams that want to do the same thing, but New England's just New England. It's kind of hard to beat them. It's just, that's just one of the things, I guess, about being New England. Yeah. And then, all right. That being said, I went to and did a 9-7 schedule, and everything else is pretty much the same. Nothing changes. Nothing really changes. The only thing that changes is the division. The fact that the Ravens are 8-8 instead of them being 7-9, and the fact that the Browns are 7-9 and not 8-8. Or is that correct? No, it's because they're both 8-8, but because the Browns beat them twice. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Blah blah blah. Important stuff. I guess drafting based off this, I really don't care. If based in the both the Bengals get the first seed, because they lose to Miami. I think Miami beats them and go 1-15, and so do the Bengals. The Bengals beat the Browns and go 1-15. Because that would be the Browns' thing to do. Lose to the Bengals on week 17. It just that seems like the thing for the Browns to do. With all chance of being in the playoffs, the Browns go and they lose in the playoffs. Such a Cleveland thing to do. That being said, that's kind of the video. I mean, I'm guessing really there's not much to do. It's the bye week. Would be bored tomorrow. There's gonna be there's football. I guess I can watch and fantasy and things like that. But I'm gonna be bored. There's no one really I want to watch, or rather, there's no one good to watch. Because Steelers aren't playing. But oh well. I mean, maybe I'll watch the Sunday night game. That seems fun. Eagles and Dallas. I mean, that gives me something to do. Other than that, there's not really much to do. I really hate the bye week. It's like the Pro Bowl. I hate both things. In the off season. I mean, the off season, but you have more sports, so it's not like you can. But still, it's those that understand my flow, you understand what I talk about by the Pro Bowl and the bye weeks, and then the off season. There's other sports in the off season, but still, if you're a big football player, you just want football. Obviously hockey and basketball and baseball and soccer. Those you can always play, but if you're like me, you like football, you want football, and it makes sense. So that being said, I guess this is the end of the video. I'm sorry for me being tired. I just came home from work a little bit, played some Madden. Now I'm, tired. So, like, people, subscribe. I'm going to probably try to do more Steelers-based stuff because of, things that I have future, hopefully future things that happen within the channel that Shout out to SteelTwins. Yeah, they they know what I'm trying to allude about, and all those that know, yeah, I'll put their YouTube channel in the link. I'll put a link to their YouTube channel in the description. Go check them out. They're great people. I've done some stuff with them. Great, great people. Great Steelers fans. Yeah, that'd be it. Like, favorite, subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below. What you think. And I'll probably week 9 have my postseason predictions with all the full thing, with all leading all the way up to the Super Bowl in that. Probably week 9, week 10-ish. Probably because it's halfway through. That being said, yeah, it's John Thompson saluting off.